Audio and video, okay, gentlemen.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
It's that time, guys.
It's a beautiful Friday. I have no concept of days anymore.
It is Friday. You have a job 5 days a week. How do you not know what day it is? This is your last day. It's a weekend for you now.
Because I go in tomorrow also.
Oh. Ugh.
Ooh.
And I work a lot.
I don't miss that. I don't miss working 6 and 7 days a week. Got to be honest with you.
You know who does? My paycheck.
Oh, yeah. Your paycheck does. It needs that. Are you boys ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's rock and roll.
Hold on.
All right. Jimmy says, hold on. He's the technician over here.
Yeah, I just want to check the stream and make sure we're good to go. And then in between the two segments, I just want to check social and see if, because we've had comments and questions and stuff during our stream, and because of the nature of what we're doing,
We're live and we can't read it. We don't have a producer to read it for us.
Yeah, exactly.
We could do that. We could do a special show where we
Can we get an
we
intern?
just do that.
Can we get an intern?
Yes, you're the intern. Congratulations.
Sweet.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I've got my thing. He's got his thing.
I do the ins and outs, though.
I think you're leaning into that a little too heavy.
I do the hard part. I do the ins and outs.
And
Welcome, goodbye.
Hey,
I made a TikTok last week. Okay.
Ugh.
yeah, and I did the in and outs last week.
How'd it go for you?
It wasn't hard to do the in and out part.
Well, I don't know. The out didn't go that well.
Yeah, because I'm not only do I have a face for podcasting, but I have a voice for silent movies.
You guys have heard some of my incidents.
There was a time that I thought Jimmy had two left mouths.
The wind up is stressful. It's a lot of pressure to close it out on time.
Got to hit the post.
Yeah, just the time. Yeah, then the post is actually, if I had some music under me, it'd be easier. Maybe and I know the post I'm hitting. Then I'm looking at a stopwatch on my phone.
I did another 9 Inch Nails ride at Spin Class last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Which album they go with?
Well, no, it was 9 Inch Nails and Friends. I knew you were gonna ask.
Okay.
Hang on.
Get some Ministry in there. Any other?
There was no
bands?
there was no Ministry.
Okay. I like to know what they consider friends of 9 Inch Nails.
It was Orgy.
Okay. All right.
Rage.
Okay.
Faith No More.
Mm-hmm.
Stabbing Westward.
Oh, good. I like that. It's a nice choice.
And then Deftones and Filter.
My compliments to the chef.
Yeah,
Please.
I will tell Cycle Surge. Yeah, we had Dead Souls from the Crow soundtrack.
Yeah. Good song.
Down in It.
Mm-hmm.
Hand That Feeds. Closer.
Oh, wow. That's a heck of a one to be riding.
I
bike
know,
to
I
for a
know.
bunch
And
of
they cut the
people.
lights off during that one.
Okay.
Every day is exactly the same.
All right.
And then Head Like a Hole.
All right. Nice.
I know, it's a great playlist.
Yeah, they did a nice job there. I gotta give them credit. Give them credit. I like that. The Stabbing Westward was a nice addition too.
Hang on, let me tell you which one. Shame.
Shame. Good one. Yeah, they probably got you going on that one. It's a pretty fast one.
Whatchamacallit? Head Like a Hole is that one for me, but mainly because I think of the Miley cover from that Black Mirror episode.
You would, yeah. Well, she's covered a bunch of rock songs now.
She has. Her new album's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for her. She seems to be doing her thing.
She's got a
seems
song.
pretty
She's got a
solid.
song with Billy Idol on there.
Yeah,
It's good.
I saw her perform with him. She's doing okay. She's grown into herself for sure.
Yeah.
No hate on that. You going to any parks this weekend?
Hollywood on Sunday, and possibly we might pop over to Islands afterwards.
Okay.
We have a reservation for Hollywood, and it's kind of like if we get Rise, we'll go, but if not,
Maybe not.
because it's slowly getting busier and busier.
It
so
is.
it's-
We're gonna try and go tonight, so I don't know how it's gonna be though.
But it's just like if we go, we just want to go like check some stuff out, maybe pop over to Epcot because
Yeah.
we can take the Skyliner over.
Yeah.
But I want to check out. I still haven't checked out any of the Mardi Gras stuff at Universal.
We're debating either a Hollywood and Epcot trip or just a Magic Kingdom trip.
Yeah.
One of the two. After this show.
Today?
Yeah. Today.
Whoa, we better hurry up then. All right, everything looks pretty good. All right, whenever you guys are ready.
All right. Then coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Theme Park Podcast. It is Jimmy, D, Scott, and Dickerman all with you today.
Oh, you came back.
Yeah, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm okay now. I'm feeling better. How'd you guys do last week without me? Was it okay?
Terrible? You know the meme, this is fine? It was just like that the entire
I
time.
don't feel like that. So I'm sure you guys did fine.
What'd you
without me.
think? I mean, you obviously went back and listened and watched the stream.
Of course, I did all those things.
You watched it live.
Yeah, no, I did not. I did not watch it.
You weren't doing anything.
No, I was
You were
laid
playing.
out
You were
last
playing
week.
video games, weren't you?
I was laid out. I
Were
told
you-
you, I wasn't
let
even
me
watching
guess.
TV.
I know what it was. You had reconstructive surgery on your previous injury.
What was the injury? I forgot. You guys made
You
up an
rolled
injury
off.
for me.
We didn't make it up. You rolled off your roof
Crotch first.
Crotch first
into a rose bush.
into a rose bush. No. No, but thank you for filling in. Sorry for the last minute. I missed the show last week.
Yeah, it was funny because we had been planning all week to do a lunch that day.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's true.
I was. Yeah, it wasn't happening for me. I was like, at first I was like, okay, I'm not making this lunch. Then I'm like, I'm not making it out of this bed at this point. It's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not been out to any theme parks. Have you boys been to any theme parks since we last spoke?
No.
All 4 Disney parks.
Oh, yeah, you did all 4 in a day.
geez.
I did 3 in a day, and then I did.
Well, you did 4. You did
Hollywood another day.
You did 3 in the Springs, which is basically 4.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about the Springs.
Wow. All right, we're gonna have to run down why you chose to put yourself through that on the program today.
It was okay. We can do that. It was a battle of attrition with my own
Body.
person.
Should we just get into Jimmy's story? Do we have
Sure, why
anything
not?
pressing we have to start with, Scott? Is there anything more pressing than?
The big thing is construction walls are down at the Velocicoaster,
Oh, I
Okay.
thought you were going to say Peppa Pig theme park.
and there's a Peppa Pig theme park coming.
Wait.
Peppa Pig.
Okay, I know. I'm familiar. Don't jump in the muddy puddles.
So they're opening a second gate at Legoland.
Okay.
So Peppa Pig's getting basically her own theme park.
Wow. So Legoland's that's pretty big for Legoland. That's a big jump to do a Peppa Pig land. Basically,
Yeah.
this is not unlike. I mean, that's popular. My kid liked it when she was little.
Who's your favorite Peppa Pig character?
Probably Daddy, the Daddy Pig, because he's a big fat and they always make
Remind
fun of him
you
for being
somebody?
fat. Yeah, no, just Daddy Pig is his name.
Yeah, but does he remind you of somebody?
Oh no. I mean he's
Dicker Pig?
no.
Wait, that's his name? That's how creative they
Daddy
are in
Pig.
this show?
Well, the brother is I don't remember his name, but he always cries. He's always crying.
Most of the friends have alliterations like Emily Elephant
Yep.
and
Oh no, I have it pulled up. Peppa Pig. Then there's George Pig.
George is the one that's always crying and tears come flying out of his eyes. So I hope there's a George like water ride.
Mummy Pig.
Mommy.
Daddy Pig.
Daddy Pig.
Grandpa Pig.
Uh-huh.
Granny Pig. Uncle Pig. Auntie Pig. Chloe Pig. Baby Alexander. And Auntie Dottie Pig.
They're going to have to do a jumping in puddle, some sort of ride there, because that's like the thing with Peppa Pig, jumping in muddy puddles.
But there's sheeps, rabbits, cats, dogs, ponies.
yeah, they got them all.
yeah, they're owned by Hasbro, so that makes sense
Donkeys.
to me. The whole
Madame Gazelle.
How long did they give a time frame on this new project there?
Next year.
Because basically, yeah, you're gonna have to like plan your child. Like if you've got a baby now, like by the time this is open, they'll probably be ready for it. But like if you got a kid that's really into Peppa Pig at this moment, by the time it's open, they probably won't like it anymore. That's the problem with kids stuff.
well, and Peppa Pig is a preschool kind of show. So.
Exactly. Like my daughter loved the My Little Ponies for years, and she's like, "Dad, do you think there'll ever be a My Little Pony area of Universal?" I'm like, "Well, maybe." I'm like, "Well, by the time they make it, if they do, you're not gonna like the ponies anymore."
Your child didn't become a brony.
No. The bronies are weird.
When you said My Little Pony theme park, I saw Scott's eye. Like, you never look at a dog and ask it if it wants to go for a walk?
Wait,
That's
you're
the
not
look.
a brony, are you?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw you at Rainbow Dash stuff.
No,
Don't lie.
nope,
Don't lie.
Nope. Just because I did get the autograph of a person that does a voice on that show, but it was for other reasons.
No, she does a lot of voices.
Exactly.
though.
Tara Strong does a lot of voices.
Yeah. And the Velocicoaster.
Yeah. Walls are down.
There's a sign up for it too, right?
There is a sign now. It says Summer 2021.
The merchandise, the pictures you sent me, the merchandise were like, it's almost like it's a joke. They're so funny.
Why?
It's
Because they
like,
all say, "What's the worst that could happen?"
What's
or
the
"What could
worst?
go wrong?"
What could go wrong? Well, yeah, we're talking about a roller coaster.
And we just came out of 2020.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Where
also like, have
your
you
theme
seen
park
have
in-
you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And 2021, let's be honest, hasn't been that much better yet.
It's been a shade better because there's actually hope now.
mean, I got
Before
a-
it was
I
like
got a
just
haircut.
despair.
I got a haircut.
I thought the sun was going to rise on January 1st and everything was going to be good again. I really thought it was.
I mean, to be fair, the sun did rise on January 1st. It's still
that's
happening.
That is accurate.
Metaphorically, I thought it would be a different situation.
So you don't want a shirt that says "Must Go Faster" with Blue the Raptor?
I like the Must Go Faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool, because it's a throwback to the first Jurassic Park with Jeff Goldblum.
I'm just going to have to wait till the ride opens to see. Then I'll know what's cool.
I'm going to try to go this weekend to get some up-close pictures of it.
Some pictures? All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say scale the wall.
I'm going to try.
I mean, I would, but I wouldn't say that on the show.
Yeah. I'm trying to do
There's
one of the
raptors
parks
in there, Jimmy.
What's that?
I'm going to try and do one of the parks tonight. I don't know if it's going to be Magic Kingdom or Epcot Hollywood Studios combo, but I have not been to any parks, just like Scott, since we last spoke. Jimmy, what day did you do this? You went to three parks in a day?
I went to 3 parks in a day, and that was on Monday. We went to Animal Kingdom on Saturday? Yeah, we went on Saturday, and it was crazy.
I thought you had like family in town. I'm like, wow, Jimmy's really going to the parks. You must have like family in town. He's like touring around.
Our Arkansas constituents were in town.
Okay.
And they're leaving to go back to Arkansas. So Saturday was like the one day that they had on the weekend where all 4 of us, because they're friends with my wife as well, and I'm friends with both of the Arkansas folks, Mike and Sue Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went to Animal Kingdom on Monday, and it was bananas. It was just absolutely packed, the full 35%, and everything was an hour-long wait. But we went again on Monday.
Bring back Fast Pass. Go ahead.
We went on Monday, and it was dead.
Sometimes it's just like there's no rhyme or reason to it, right?
Yeah, we went to...
Or because people just went to work.
Well, yeah, that's essentially what it was, is like whatever that spring... Like, I think it was winter break for up north, and I know some counties, like the elementary schools, were in spring break and stuff.
Or they just ran away from the cold.
That, they ran away from the cold, or they got sick of being in quarantine, or a myriad of different
everybody's
options.
running here because they want to get out of whatever their quarantine. So let's go to Florida. Somehow, we became the state. Like, we're doing fine. We're great, whatever. But we still have rules. But everybody thinks we're like Vegas right now. Like, Florida, it's just like a party, man. It's spring break 24/7.
No, spring break's not for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we have a governor that has opened up, I guess, our state, so to speak. Whether, you can debate whether or not it was appropriate, but it has worked out for us as a state.
Yeah, sure. Financially, yeah, I mean, better than most.
Yes, definitely better than most. Our theme parks have been open for 9 months, whereas Disneyland is still closed, approaching the 1-year mark.
They're saying Phase 3, though. They bumped it up apparently this week.
Oh, they did?
They bumped it up. Yeah, they voted to bump it up this week to Phase 3, which apparently is much earlier than they had planned.
Yeah, and it's going to possibly lead to Disneyland opening.
That'd be good.
More than just like their mini food and wine?
Yeah, they are doing a separate event called A Touch of Disney, which will begin March 18th. Which is basically a food and wine.
But like we've talked about before, that's not only good for California; it's good for Central Florida as well.
It's good for the world at whole.
Together, yeah, it counts for our people as well. So you go back on Monday, and it's dead.
Yeah. So on Monday, it's dead. First, we went to Beaches and Cream and had lunch. And apparently that's like the 3rd hardest restaurant on property to get a reservation for.
Yeah, that one's weird because I always thought like I would go there. I'm like, I'm just going to go get some ice cream. And I go to walk in. They're like, do you have a reservation? I'm like, for ice cream? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's more than just ice cream.
Yeah, well, it used to be almost exclusively ice cream, and they had only 1 or 2 food items. Now it's a full-fledged restaurant, and they've
it's like
doubled,
Angels.
if not tripled, the size of the restaurant. Where it used to feel like just like a soda fountain, where pretty much only your options were ice cream. Now they have a full menu, the whole 9
patty
yards.
melts and burgers, and I think you get like meatloaf.
Kitchen sink.
Yeah. Well, they have 3 different versions
More
of the
people
kitchen
get
sink
just than the giant ice cream.
Yeah, but there's 3 different versions of the kitchen sink now, because you have the Mickey and Minnie kitchen sink that are like a quarter of the size of the normal stainless steel one, and you get to take that one home, and it's like good for like 2-3 people.
Okay.
Like 2 adults and a child. Like your family would be perfect for a Mickey sink.
No, Dicker would go.
Eat it myself?
Yeah, Dicker would go. Can I get the kitchen sink? Which one? Yes.
Yeah, just bring it.
Can I get all 3 in a kitchen sink?
Although, sadly, when they bring out the kitchen sink now, they do not do the lights and the whole rigmarole with that.
Oh, I never saw all that. I never saw the whole
you did.
pomp and circumstance.
We did. We went and did it one time.
I never did it. I never
As a
got to go.
team.
He ate too much. He forgot.
We did a team thing one day where we were at Epcot, and we went over to Beaches and Cream and had ice cream.
I've never been.
Okay.
If you can find photo evidence, I'll believe you.
You were there.
I think I missed that day. I might have been homesick.
All right, I will find the pictures.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Sean Wasson and Jonathan Faulkner were with us. And
I remember when they came to a different one, but I don't remember ever going to Beaches and Cream on that one. Because I remember Wasson just taking his receipts and throwing them away instead of saving them to turn in. I'm like, oh man, you got to save that because me, Mr. Cheapskate, you can turn it in so you can expense your things. He just throws it in the trash. I'm like, okay, rich guy over here.
yeah.
So speaking of food festivals, live music's coming back to Busch Gardens.
Live music, back to doing those live shows.
Yes.
Yeah, and SeaWorld's doing live shows now too.
Yeah. The Festival Field Stage. You want to know some bands?
Sure.
Philip Phillips.
Oh, that guy from American Idol.
Yep. 38 Special.
Sure. Sugar
Ray.
They're a staple at these things now.
Sister Hazel.
Another staple.
And Starship.
This is where these guys make their money now.
Yeah, it's that and Mardi Gras.
They run the theme park circuits. And
it's this one, the SeaWorld one, Mardi Gras, and then Food and Wine.
And they probably get treated really well. And they get to bring their families to the parks, and it's good money, and it's just all around good. I mean, it's probably a great gig.
Yeah, SeaWorld's doing a bunch of live music, but I want to say every other weekend, for the most part, they're having tribute bands.
Okay.
Yeah, and Epcot's doing local bands for Flower and Garden.
But you guys, they're anchoring with Vanilla Ice at SeaWorld.
Oh, wow.
Yes, March, I believe. I want to say like March 14th or something.
Hey,
Vanilla
let's
Ice
run that song back again.
What, the ninja rap?
Exactly. It's two songs. He just rotates between them. Oh, hey, if you missed it, we'll do it again.
Has Rip Van Winkle settled down at this point? I know he had some
It's
issues.
Rob.
No.
Oh, Rob. Sorry.
No.
No?
No.
I think he has settled
Why
down.
Why they let him in a theme park then? If he's still
He has settled
problematic?
down.
Because people will go watch him at a theme park.
Okay.
He had a show for a hot second.
He did. It was a construction show.
Yeah, it didn't end well though. Something happened bad, I think. With that.
Correct.
I thought, there's a bad ending to that.
It was some kind of breaking and entering, stolen stuff kind of thing.
Back to your trip, Jimmy. If
Okay.
You may, if
So
you,
we go to Animal Kingdom, have a blast. On the way out, we stop by the gift shop, and Disney has right now they're promoting and they're pushing a big thing with their Disney pets. So they have Disney dogs and Disney cats. So they have merchandise that go along with all these things.
basically Doug, all Doug.
And well, Doug is included in this. They had a pair of like pajama pants that Lauren wanted, but of course they have every single size except for the size that she needs.
Mm-hmm.
So we flipped over to Epcot, and while we're there, we
So let's just go to a complete another theme park to go look there. Basically.
we were going to park up anyways, and so we go over to Epcot, especially since it was so like light. We get to Epcot, and once you get around the corner past Mexico and you're starting to get into Germany, it was just packed. But I mean, Animal Kingdom that day
Germany
had been
always
packed.
seems to get like a bottleneck.
Yeah, it's something about I think it's the beer.
Yep.
And the caramel corn.
Oh, the caramel! I got some caramel corn a few weeks ago. That might be the best value in the parks. That thing, because you can use your pass on that. That 30% off on that. So that thing only cost me $5, and I couldn't finish it. You've seen me eat, right? I couldn't finish the caramel. I've never not had something I can't finish.
Yeah, I've seen you take down candy like a lion takes down a gazelle.
Yeah. That caramel corn's a dynamite deal.
Yes, very
especially
good
if you're a pass holder. Use that discount.
Yeah, good time to get your drinks too when you're inside that shop, because normally like a lot of the carts you don't get a discount on drinks, but if you buy them at a merchandise store or a merchandise cart, you get your discount.
Okay.
So it's a little pro tip.
Good to know. So you're over at Epcot. This is on Monday still, right?
No. This is the initial trip when we went on Saturday when everything was just
it was just bananas.
Yeah, winter break bananas.
Okay.
So then Monday we go back to Animal Kingdom, just me and Mike after our peaches and cream lunch. And we just kept riding Avatar over and over again.
Wow.
Flight of Passage.
What was the wait on it?
It said 30 minutes the first time, and it said 35 minutes the second time. I think maybe 20 minutes both times.
Nice.
And just right in, and it was so I just love that. And on my birthday, like not my birthday, but when we went on Saturday and we were at Animal Kingdom, I think we waited like an hour for Flight of Passage. And since I had a gift card I had gotten for my birthday to Disney World, I decided to buy myself this Ikron, a.k.a. Banshee sweater.
That's what I just said. Is that a Banshee on your sweater when I got here?
Yes.
I thought he was Sully.
Oh,
I could see that. It does. Like, it could pass for Sully from Monsters Inc., or it could just look tie-dyed to some people. So, no,
You're the guy from Survivor.
Well,
So, we went back on Monday, and I just wrote it over and over again wearing my Ekron sweater. So
Okay.
I was very happy about that.
well, I did call it, so I knew it. I knew that it was the Ekron.
Yeah, I'm proud of you because you guys didn't recognize the Mudhorn T-shirt I had from Mandalorian a few months ago.
I did.
No. Well, maybe
You thought it was a dinosaur from Jurassic Park.
I think I would know my Star Wars stuff.
Anyways, checked for the pants again. No pants.
So you're at Epcot now.
So I was getting ready to leave, and from Animal Kingdom on Monday when we were just doing our light day, and Mike was just going to transfer over to Hollywood Studios. So I just went to drop him off. But when I went to drop him off, there was like, place was dead. So I parked right up front, and I just
did that. That's great, right?
Yeah, I just walked in with him and checked the store, and alas, there was no.
No pants still.
Did you ask anyone?
I did ask.
Okay.
And
Jimmy's not afraid to ask.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
no.
because you're almost making it sound like we walked into the store, didn't see it, and then I left.
No. I always ask, and I always ask them to look in the computer or the iPad or whatever. And she told me it's sold out across property.
I never ask.
Me neither.
So when they tell me it's sold out across property, I take that with a grain of salt because I know they're not allowed to tell you when the numbers get to a certain number.
Okay.
So I went to downtown Disney, uptown or Disney Springs,
Whatever it's called.
and I checked. I tried.
Planet Fitness. What is it called? Planet Hollywood.
Planet
I don't know.
Hollywood. Downtown Disney West Side.
Yeah, the West Side or the.
I went to Pleasure Island.
Pleasure. I was trying to come up with Pleasure Island.
That'll be coming up soon.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, long story short, I finally found somebody at Disney Springs that would tell me where the pants were.
Okay.
And they said they had 10 of them at Magic Kingdom. Ran over to Magic Kingdom from Disney Springs.
There's no running to Magic Kingdom.
Exactly.
You get
Well,
to
no.
Magic Kingdom.
Now you can. Now there's a bridge. You can run over there.
True. True.
Well, I swam over there.
Sir, what's wrong? I have
like
to
a-
get these pants.
You need like a pack-away Segway. We're gonna have to make like a real hoverboard or a pack-away Segway or something to travel that distance.
I just can't see anybody letting you ride that around property.
I just meant until you get to the park. Like you're going from ticket and transportation over to Magic Kingdom, and you're skipping out on the monorail ride.
They don't even let you ride bikes on the paths.
Okay, well, never mind then. Never mind then. Over at the boardwalk, they let you ride those 3-wheel bikes. No.
But that's it. That's only on the boardwalk. You
and
can't
can
go
rent-
anywhere else.
Yeah, and you rent those from them.
Okay, well,
It's another revenue stream.
they could rent. They could do a one-way rental on the other thing too, back and forth. Boom. Anyhow, so you monorail over to Magic Kingdom?
I did, and what was cool though is I sat in the monorails and I'm looking around and I'm noticing, and I don't know if anybody's really brought this up. They've done some renovations to the inside of the monorail.
They have, yeah.
And outside of like putting up the cubicle wall, like those little
I love them.
what do you call that?
Partitions.
Yeah, the partitions, but it's corrugated plastic.
Yeah.
I love
that
them
they've
so
zip
much.
tied. If you're at the head of your car or the end of your car, look at the carpet behind you. They've upholstered it, and it says the name of the monorail that you're on. So it was like I was on red monorail or blue monorail.
Yeah, it does look nice. I have noticed that. I don't think we brought that up. Though.
Yeah, they couldn't just I don't know, get new monorails to make them faster and more efficient. but-
No.
That sounds expensive.
Well, Japan does it, but that's neither here nor there.
It's Japan, different situation.
Yeah, and they make the stuff right there, man.
Well, and Disney licenses it's a different company that runs the park.
So finally to Magic Kingdom.
And no dice.
Oh,
Still
no.
pants. So
Oh my God, they were there.
They lied.
no, but this is the reason why they don't want to tell you the number in the
Because
iPad.
when you get there, they're gone.
Yeah, exactly, because according to them, it takes like 24 hours for the system to update, which, I guess I could kind of buy that. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't have real-time inventory on their machines, but there's also, you have to account for loss too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or you have to account for human error where people put the incorrect, numbers into the machine. So
Right.
it happens. I'm not mad about it. So I just, it gives me like it's my grail to find now.
It was a scavenger hunt. Yeah. I went hunting for a Cara Dune pop because they were like readily available for like $6 a few weeks ago. Now everybody's jacked the price up for all that stuff from because they're pulling it off the shelves, and you can't find them anymore. They're like gone. So, but the hunt is part of the fun.
It is, but at the same time, when you don't, at the end when it's not successful, then you're just like, oh my God. But you know what? I got a good workout that day. I walked everywhere.
You got to go. Yeah. So you went to Disney Springs, Magic Kingdom,
Animal
Hollywood
Ki-
Studios, and Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, all in one day.
Wow. That's like something you only do when you have family in town.
Love it. Love it. I've done it. I love it.
Yeah, like 4 years ago, I walked the entire path of every single park in one day.
Really?
I started at Animal Kingdom at like 8 a.m. and by like 6 o'clock that night, I was finally done with the last park.
Have we gotten to the time of the year where it's just too hot during the day to go to the parks?
I mean, you're
No.
talking to someone that wears like black pants and stuff every day.
But
so.
I'm talking in addition to the mask too. Like
No,
the
because
ma-
I did it in the dead of summer and it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did I did Epcot a couple of times over the summer when they first opened. And
Walk on a ride and you're in air conditioning, you're fine.
Nah, I don't like it. Too hot.
And I actually didn't have
Then
the new
you know
masks.
What? Then don't go.
Yeah, then don't go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna go when we go. We're gonna go at night. So I don't know. Like,
Well, you're in luck because Disney did just increase their hours on a bunch of parks. Like Epcot's gonna be closing at 11.
what?
Yeah,
Nice.
Animal Kingdom at 8.
Good.
Oh, so you're going to get nighttime safari rides again.
I don't know about that. I just know the park is closing at 8.
Well, okay. Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I love to go at night, no matter what, cold, hot. But when it's sunny and it's brutally hot out, nighttime's the best.
Can I run through some news really quickly?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's do some news.
Universal Studios is getting a new store at City Walk, which is basically just going to be stuff from the last 30 years of Universal.
Okay.
So the original gift shop is now going to become like a retro shop. And they're going to be building a new one over by where the Fossil store used to be.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
cool.
Yes.
Oh, Fossil Store's gone. Okay.
Yeah, all of that stuff is gone. That fun store that we used to go into that was really overpriced,
Oh my
expensive.
God, I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pop.
PIQ.
Yeah,
Pick-
that
pick-
store. Yeah, that store gone. The guy that created Battlestar Galactica, the remake, is getting a Disney Plus show.
Okay.
Which will tie into all of the theme park universes about the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, or SEA, which is a fictional group of characters that tie into various parts of Disney theme parks around the world.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. Jimmy, you liked Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah.
so-
He did a very good job with that show. And, yeah, this is going to be kind of cool to see, like, something that ties a lot of these different rides and attractions together.
Basically, it's what we wanted Tomorrowland to be.
Oh, the
Yeah,
movie?
Tomorrowland
Yes.
was not very good.
No, we all thought it was going to be one thing. They've started selling packages for Harmonious Viewing, the new Epcot Lagoon show.
Okay.
With the giant barges that look
Oh.
like taco shells.
Yeah.
And
They started building that, what do you call it?
the arms.
Yeah, it's arms, but aren't they going to connect into, like, some kind of, like, arc or something or
Some of them will, yes.
semicircular?
And testing is underway at Fantasmic. So shows are slowly going to be coming back.
Okay. Good. Good to see the return of shows. More people coming back to work probably too then.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to do a second show. This will be exclusively for the podcast. If we have some extra news, we'll include it in there. We're also going to talk about this upcoming bracket. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, we're doing a contest.
yeah. Okay. So we got a contest, and there's a prize involved, and it'll be fun.
Yes.
So we'll leave it at that. But if you want to get the full details on it, that's going to be exclusive to the podcast. Just go to the themeparkpodcast.com to listen, or you can listen wherever you get your podcasts, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apple, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this right now, you can find the additional segment. This is the end of the radio portion. Otherwise, if you want to keep up with the show during the week, social media at the Theme Park Podcast on both Facebook and Instagram. Theme Park Show on Twitter. There's a TikTok. Scott can tell you where it's at.
Theme Park Podcast.
There you go. Theme Park Podcast.
Theme Park Podcast. It's the same as all the others.
All right. For Jimmy D and Scott Harris, until next time, we'll see you out at the parks.
I feel like we talked way too much about my little pants thing.
Well, it's okay. We only had 25 minutes.
I feel like the news is the best part of our show, and we just had to glaze over it. I don't like that.
Well, we could do another one. There wasn't much news this week, though.
No.
Very exciting news, at least.
All right. I'm just being overly sensitive because, I don't ever like me. So,
I talked way too much on this episode.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, let me pull up the list. I built the bracket. I built everything, actually.
Good.
Aptivada made a way to make super cool brackets now.
Neat. Well, you're going to have all the details on this.
I will have all of the details now. Cool. Whenever we're ready, I'm rolling.
All right. I'm not even going to set a time because we don't care what the time is. We're
Don't
just
care
gonna
what the
go
time
till
is,
we're
yeah.
done.
No, wow, this is like the old days.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Theme Park Podcast. What do we call this? Bonus show?
Special edition?
Extra theme park hours?
Extra content, extra park hours, yeah.
Extra park hours.
The second half that got cut off from our shortened
the
radio show.
show's shortened, so we can do a little extra on the podcast now. And what we thought we would focus on this week is Scott had this idea. And I think have we bantied this about it for a while?
Not really. So what happened was there's an artist that I follow on Facebook called Bindman, who I see at MegaCon every year.
Okay.
And he's local. I think he's either Orlando or Tampa or vice versa. And he's just a local artist. And he's a massive theme park fan.
All right.
And I've bought some of his stuff. I bought a painting that he did, or a drawing that he did, that was all Universal attractions that don't exist anymore.
Oh, neat.
And he recently did Pleasure Island.
Okay.
And just the other day, he did Skull Kingdom.
Oh, Skull Kingdom.
And then I sent that I sent that to a couple people, and then one person goes, "No, Mystery Funhouse was the better of those."
Yeah, Mystery Funhouse was awesome.
And then that's where I'm like, we should do like a what's the best, because March is coming up. March, brackets and everything for college basketball. Why don't we build a bracket?
Wait, are we not allowed? Is that one of those things we can't say the name of it?
Let's just be safe. I do work on a sports station.
March zaniness or whatever.
Exactly. Yes.
You can't
It's
say.
madness.
The madness of March.
I hate it. You have to change the stupid name. It's like, come on, really?
Well, usually it's if there's a sponsor involved.
Okay.
That's why you can't say it.
All right, whatever. We don't have a sponsor.
But so I texted I texted you guys of like, what are some great attractions? And then I crowdsourced to a couple. The coach Mark Daniels.
Well, the coach.
I talked to him as well because
He gave you Circus World, didn't he?
he honestly no I had a list and he was like, I think your list is perfect.
Yeah.
So the list that you guys gave me, and then there was a couple more that I thought of.
All right. Well,
Did we actually contribute anything to this list, or did
Yes,
you
you
already have?
did.
Okay.
No, you guys did.
Okay, because I was like, Scott's already got all this.
Well, yeah. Like some of them were before your time. Some of them were like,
Jimmy didn't even know some of them.
Yeah,
but I also remember Jimmy's not born here.
yeah.
No, I moved here in 1993.
I'm
Yeah.
the oldest, and I was born here.
Yeah.
So I got the longest history.
Do you want the full list?
I want to talk about one thing before we get to the full list, though,
Okay.
because I can't remember if I went. All right, my memory's not always the best. Skull Kingdom. What was Skull?
You
Kingdom?
can't even remember that you went to Beaches and Cream with us.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Do you remember that you saw Megan Fox at Mythos one
I
day?
remember that.
Okay.
I remember that. She was there with Brian Austin Green.
Do you also remember that you ate 20 butterbeers once before we rode Hagrid?
I think it was 7.
It was.
I think we capped it at 7.
Jeez.
No, but tell me who was? Did you ever go to Skull Kingdom?
I never went to Skull
You ever
Kingdom.
go to Skull Kingdom?
I did go to Skull Kingdom.
What
I
was
went-
Skull Kingdom?
Skull Kingdom was essentially Terror on Church Street.
Okay, so it was
But
like
on
a haunted
iDrive.
house.
Yeah, it was a haunted house.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was. It initially started off because I was working across the street from it at Sci-Fi World.
Oh, I remember Sci-Fi World.
Yeah, it was on Visitors Circle.
I don't remember Sci-Fi World.
Okay,
It was right by
George's-
Wet n' Wild.
It was right across the street from Wet n' Wild, next to George's Music.
Okay.
And I think the George's Music is still there, but the
Yes.
rest, like Sci-Fi World's long gone. You could still find them at like MegaCon and stuff like that. They do the convention circuit, but they don't exist as a storefront anymore. Anyways, they were building Sky Kingdom when I was working there, Skull Kingdom, and I went over and talked to some of the people that were working on the building because we wanted to do like a trade out thing so we could coupons or whatever. I ended up going to it one time. And it was very well done. They had a full-size, like, Queen Xenomorph in it.
Oh.
There was a scene where they put a guy in an electric chair, like a prisoner in an electric chair, and fried him in front of you. And it was just a fun house.
I might have been there. I might have gone, and I just don't remember.
You probably did like a
honestly.
work thing there,
I
honestly.
probably honestly did do a work thing there. Like one year we might have done Halloween there. I don't even know. But
For somebody who doesn't drink, you don't remember a lot of stuff.
I know, but I did so much stuff over the years that it all becomes a big
It blurs
blur.
together, yeah.
Working in
Oh,
radio.
look at me. I've been to everything. And
I
just
did that for more than half of my adult life. And
You also did jujitsu and got hit in the head a lot.
Yeah, it choked a lot.
No, yeah, you don't. There's no striking in Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
A lot of blood lost to the brain. But yeah, you do so much stuff. It's like not much sticks out. You're like, oh yeah, I did do that, huh? Okay, yeah, sure. So let's talk about this list.
You want the list, the
Yeah.
full 16?
How did you seed it? Did you put thought in your seating?
I did put a lot of thought into my seating. I didn't want to like load up water parks, and I wanted to try to disperse them evenly, or
Okay.
dinner shows and stuff like that.
All
so I
right.
did. But I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna go through the list, no particular order.
So this
Just
is 16. This is
16. Yep.
past attractions located in the Central Florida area.
Yes. So we have Terror on Church Street, which whenever you bring up a past thing, this is like, they seem to be the number one attraction.
People love doing stuff downtown. You know, if you're already going to be down there doing other things, it was just a neat thing to have there. I don't understand how it went out of business.
Yep. In that same building, you had Terror on Church Street on one end, and then Qzar on the other end.
Oh, yeah.
Qzar, that's the name of it. I couldn't remember that.
I found a flyer when I was cleaning out my stuff. I had a flyer from Qzar that had the times posted on it.
Oh, wow.
The first time I ever saw somebody beat Mortal Kombat in an arcade was at Qzar.
Oh, wow. So we got Qzar. All right, we got Terror on Church Street, Cypress Gardens.
Okay, so Cypress Gardens is what ended up becoming Legoland.
Correct.
And there's like the shell of Cypress Gardens is still there.
Like the flowers and stuff. And I think they still have the water skiing show. Like, that was the two big things about Cypress Gardens.
There is a water skiing show, but it's all Legoed.
Yeah. Boardwalk and baseball.
Okay, that's the first place I went that I remember as a kid, like a little older. Like I didn't remember going to Disney or Busch Gardens as a kid. Boardwalk and baseball. My dad took me there, and I like baseball too a lot. I friggin' loved it, man. They had a little roller coaster there. That place to me as a child was awesome.
Then we've got Fun World at Flea World.
Oh, a lot of kids, that was like their place they could go because they couldn't afford the big ones. You go to Fun World.
Didn't they have like a mini circus there? Or am I thinking of a different
No,
flea
that's
market?
it.
It felt like whatever they had going on there probably wasn't like 100% legal.
It was not on the up and up, I don't think.
Like some of the animals.
But it got allowed.
Okay, it's just all right. Sure.
I remember going to Flea World a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'd go there. Yeah, for sure.
Buy concert T-shirts. And
Oh, you mess with the knives and the little guy will yell at you. Don't touch the knives.
Well, then you go over and get bootleg movies from a stand.
Yeah.
Or a cigarette machine. Or,
Yeah. Now we get into the water parks, Wet and Wild.
Of course, legends.
Oh, my God. I mean, how many nights have you spent at Wet and Wild?
Countless.
Like all through high school. I had an annual pass all through high school.
Summer nights, yeah. It was
Hot Summer Nights.
Yeah.
Yes, they have like a house band that would play cover songs.
My friend Tommy, or our friend Tommy, will love. I saw Nelson play there, the band Nelson.
Oh, wow.
Gunnar and Matthew
Wow.
Nelson appeared at Wet and Wild.
You mean Lexi Fox from Steel Panther?
That's basically, yeah.
And then if you couldn't afford Wet and Wild, there was Water Mania.
Water Mania up the way.
I loved Water Mania as a kid because we went there. I was still living in New York, and we went to Water Mania. It was like Wet and Wild, except for they had so few rules. Like they had the family tub.
There were no rules.
They had a water slide that was meant for like the big tub that would have hold 6 people. Mm-hmm. They were sending single riders like in a single tube down that slide.
Yeah, that actually one more concert story. I didn't go to this because it was before my time even. Way back, a little bit before my time. My sister saw Warrant there before Warrant had broken out big.
Wow.
She saw Warrant at Water Mania.
Wow. As we just talked about Skull Kingdom, then Mystery Funhouse.
That place was awesome.
That place was a lot of fun.
I remember the commercials. I never once stepped foot in there.
You never got to go?
No. Tell me.
They had that. Scott, did you ever do the thing that spun and you would try and stand up
Yeah.
in there and try and spin it? But
I remember
almost
that.
everybody just fell down.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
I want to know what happened to the wizard facade that was on that building.
Oh, yeah. Somebody probably has that in their backyard now.
Where was that?
It was directly across from Universal Studios.
Okay. Like where those towers are now, or like where
there's
Ale House and
there's
stuff?
the two. Yeah, it was like right over there. There's like the hotels. It was right there.
Huh.
The guy that owns it is the guy that owns Westgate,
No.
David Siegel.
We saw that
Queen of
movie
Versailles,
about him. He
yeah.
did that. Yeah, the Queen of Versailles.
Yeah.
They're still hanging around. They're still fine. Those people are still. They're still.
You get to that point, you're never really going to be poor again.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of a rumor. Granted, this is from 8 years ago. The front part of the building, because it's now just like a welcome center for Westgate Resort, was painted back to its original colors when it was Mystery Funhouse.
Huh. I'd love to see it. Well, they take the Seagulls seem to take their time doing things. So if he wants to bring it back, we'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah, you're talking about the rolling barrel.
Yes,
That's
the
what it
rolling
was.
Barrel was awesome.
Yeah,
I don't think you do that anymore.
It consisted of 15 areas called chambers, including a mirror maze, a rolling barrel, crawl through tunnels, scary jail areas, a moving bridge, and a crooked room.
Yeah, I'm not sure they could do everything they used to do anymore. Because people, I got hurt, or something. Like back then, if you got hurt, you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, Action Park kind of ruined everything for us.
Yeah.
Now we get into the thing that we all wish still existed, Disney's River Country.
Oh, River Country. Now, you never went, right?
I never went. I think
Did you
it
ever
closed
go?
before I was alive.
I only got to go one time.
My dad took us, which seems crazy to me because I can't imagine my dad taking us to anything Disney because he's not the most Disney type of person. But yeah, we went quite a few times to River Country. It was cool, man.
And River Country was the old-fashioned swimming hole that Disney had that was closed because of it used lake water.
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, there's been
It's still a way to filtrate.
There's
the
been
water.
so much debate about why it closed, but whatever reason, I think part of how it was is what they ended up closing it for. I don't know. They just closed the gates one day, and it was just it. It was done.
Yeah,
Like, we're done here.
And from the pictures I've seen of people doing urban exploring, it almost seems like when they closed it, they didn't know that was the last day they were going to be in the park.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of places that have been like that. But now it's becoming a hotel. Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see when that happens.
And then we've got Splendid China.
I never went to
man.
Splendid China. Where was that? Anybody know?
That is, and I could be wrong. It was in off of 192.
It was
in
over by Four Corners.
Four Corners. Is that
Okay.
kind of like where Jimmy Buffett is now? Like the Margaritaville Resort?
Yeah, it's Lake Osceola, Polk, and Orange County, like right there.
Okay. It's in that area.
Yeah, it's right over by Margaritaville.
What was it?
So it was basically a theme park devoted to China. They built a replica of all of these things that are in China. They built a replica of the Great Wall of China.
Oh, wow.
Miniature
version, yeah.
Yes.
They put on shows that had like actors involved.
I'm sorry. I'm South Park popped
imagine-
in my head right now. The
imagine-
guy from South Park. That's all I can think of right now.
Okay, before you say something that gets us
No, I'm
canceled.
not going to say anything at all. That's just what popped in my head because I was remembering the Great Wall of China.
Imagine the Chinese pavilion at Epcot, but just like on
As
a
a-
grander scale.
As its own
huge.
park, yeah.
Huh.
With a lot of miniatures.
How long was that open?
10 years.
10 years.
93 to 2003.
Wow. Interesting.
And there has been, and it was there was a little bit of controversy involved because it was owned by the People's Republic of China,
Oh, well.
So
and then operated by Florida Splendid China, part of the China Travel Service.
Okay. Well, I won't get into that one.
But it had a giant Buddha, a 4-story tall Buddha.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
4 stories.
That's a big Buddha.
and then Disney Quest, which I think we were some of the last people to go into Disney Quest, if
did
we're being
go,
honest.
And I was so disappointed when I finally got to go. I was like, oh.
Had you never been?
No, I had never been until the
Oh.
time we
see-
went.
See, the first time I went to the last time I went, they made great improvements.
Well, they used to. One of the problems when it first opened was it was basically like Dave and Buster's, where you had a card with like these are the amounts of points you could use at the video games, and then they realized if you're paying to go in, just use the video games are free.
Yeah,
We're not going to try to upsell anyone.
that makes sense.
Well, and also like when I first went, they didn't have any video games.
Yeah.
And in the recent like the last few years, they just loaded it up with arcade games. And there was one level that had all the classic arcade games and pinball machines, and I loved that. It was right above the Buzz Lightyear thing where you shoot soccer balls at each other.
Buzz
Bumper
Lightyear's
cars.
Astro Blaster.
Yeah.
I think what disappointed me on them was the dang Aladdin ride. Like I had such high hopes for that.
I thought it was cool.
Virtual reality. You put a helmet on and everything, and then I'm like, this is stupid.
They had a couple of those because they also had the ride where you, or the experience where you basically, it was called Ride the Comics
Yes.
with an X at the end of it, and you had a laser sword.
Okay, all right.
I would always try to do the Japanese thing and stick
Oh,
myself
samurai!
with the laser.
Yeah,
Yeah, samurai myself with
commit
the
Harry Carry.
Yeah.
We also lost our party for the most part.
It's a very
every time
easy
you go in
place
there.
to get lost.
Like you would lose somebody for like hours at a time. Like I don't know where I'd like Jeff. Like where did Jeff go? Nobody knows. Jeff
and then
was
he's like,
just
and then you find him. He's like, "Yeah, I've just been playing Miss Pac-Man for
Yeah.
like, you've been here for 3 hours, and that's all you've done."
yeah.
But they had the build a roller coaster, Cyberspace Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I actually rode that.
Is that the one where you're and you?
It's like a box.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it would just like spin
the
around.
box
and-
moves. Yeah.
And I remember, I think we did it. The boat, the raft where you had to.
Yes,
yes.
No one ever goes anywhere. You just go in circles.
Yeah, that was
was-
not a great one.
Wasn't it like a river raft through time or something?
Yeah.
That
There's
was
dinosaurs.
It was a lot of real estate for not a lot of payoff on that one.
Yeah.
It's usually the games that look like the coolest are the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction they had there was by far the best.
That was fun. Were you like it was you and a group of people trying to destroy other ships?
Yeah, and you had 3D glasses on, and you had to stand in front of a cannon, and then you were trying to.
Yeah, and I think you control it just like the Toy Story Midway Mania ride.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Pull string.
They might have used the same mechanics.
Probably. Now we get into dinner shows. So we have Arabian Nights.
Okay, that was the horses.
Yes.
People riding horses a lot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then Dolly Parton's
Dixie Stampede.
Stampede.
I never got to go to that.
They had ostrich racing there.
That was like a country western kind of a show, right?
Had the best food out of all of them.
Really?
I have been to all of them. That one had the best food.
Better than Medieval Times?
Better than Medieval Times.
Medieval Times.
Well,
is
you know
good.
why? You know
You get to
why?
eat with your hands.
You get silverware at Dolly Parton's.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, and they also had the running of the buffalo, so that
That's-
was something to look forward to.
Oh, really? The buffaloes?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the Stampede part was. They would
Oh.
run the buffalo through the little arena just
Jeez.
once, and then they would do the other, like basically.
I like the
horse.
ostrich racing.
Yeah.
I mean, Medieval Times, they're jousting in there. I mean, they had a lot of training that goes into that.
And they're still going strong.
They
Multiple
are.
locations.
They're doing great. When we did Medieval Times one time with my daughter when she was littler and we were doing a Disney vacation, her favorite thing that whole vacation was freaking Medieval Times. Man.
Wow.
She loved it.
I wanted to go so bad as a kid, and my parents just wouldn't take us and we were staying in Kissimmee to go to to Disney World, and nope, wouldn't take us. And
How much did that movie benefit, or how much did that place benefit by the cable guy?
I don't know. That Jim Carrey movie, wasn't that thing a flop?
it was a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But yes, Dolly Parton I never got to do. What kind of food was it?
It was like Southern food.
Yeah, Cornish hen kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Circus World, which is what eventually became Boardwalk and Baseball.
Yes, the predecessor. Now, didn't that end up that's not what became Cypress Gardens though, right?
No, it did
Okay.
not.
There's something else. What's where that was now? Does anybody know? Where Circus World and Boardwalk and Baseball were? Because that was in Plant City. Is that Plant City?
That was in
It's not Legoland, right? No.
Haines City,
Haines City. It's not Legoland though, right?
Polk County.
I don't know. But Circus World was the predecessor to Boardwalk and Baseball.
Yes.
And Circus World, when I was a kid, I had heard of it, but we would go shopping over in Fern Park. You guys know the area in Fern Park on 1792?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And right across the street from like it was a Zare or a Kmart, there was Circus.
Yeah.
And I, as a child, assumed it was the same thing. And I always gave my parents, like, why don't you ever take me here? It's literally right by the house. Can we not go to this place? It's
No.
not fair.
It was not the same thing.
No.
Yeah, Circus World was in a theme park which was operated by Ringling Brothers in Barnum Bailey Clown College.
Oh. there
Yeah,
you go.
so they owned and operated this attraction.
That's interesting. It's hard to understand how big of a corporation that Barnum and Bailey was over the decades, but they were huge. I mean, dating back hundreds of years.
Yeah, they had carousel, elephant performances, elephant rides, multiple attractions, a giant big tent of a circus.
Yeah, I never got to go to Circus World
I never heard
or
of
Circus.
I never heard of Circus World until you guys sent out this list. I was like, for a second, I thought you were confused about the other place.
And then I sent you the picture of what the poster for it, which is almost kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Now
Circus, by the way, if you don't know, was an adult,
gentleman's
adult
establishment.
Yes, a gentleman's
call it
club.
that, yeah.
Then we get into Pleasure Island.
Okay, yeah. Another place I never went to.
I went to Pleasure Island once.
I was never old enough to go to anything.
I feel like Pleasure Island was like more for like middle-aged people. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't for like the 19, 20, 21-year-olds. It was for like the 33, 34, 35-year-olds at the time.
Weren't you always middle aged?
Probably.
Yeah.
It wasn't my scene.
But they had a bunch of establishments. There was the Adventurers Club, I think that's what it was called, which is like a big thing that people were mad got torn down. There was 8 Tracks, the dance club, Adventurers Club, yeah, which was like an explorers club. And that was the only place you were allowed to go to if you were under 18.
Oh, yeah. I remember they had an under 18 club. That's right.
And then there was Mannequins Dance Palace.
Mannequins is now Morimoto's.
Wild Horse Saloon.
I don't know that.
Country Western bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Line dancing.
Line dancing, yeah. It was big into the rhinestone cowboy phase that apparently swept the nation. And then lastly, Green Meadows, which we learned on the show was a casualty of COVID.
Oh.
That was the petting zoo.
Oh, Green Meadows.
Where was Green Meadows?
Yeah.
It was, hang on. Yeah, they closed down. It was a place where it was a petting zoo, but you could also do like horseback riding.
Oh, I don't know that one.
You don't remember Green Meadows?
No.
It was in Kissimmee off Point Santa Boulevard.
Okay. I don't know that one.
Permanently closed when COVID hit.
COVID's taken so much from us. Much of these were taken long before COVID, but COVID has taken so much from us.
Yeah, some of these were teetering, and so much has been teetering, and then the COVID just pushed it over the edge.
So tell us about the bracket. How can people vote, and is there pricing involved?
There is a prize. It'll be, if you're a fan of theme parks, you will like the prize.
All right, we can't announce the prize exactly just yet.
Correct, but basically where you're listening to this podcast is where you can find the bracket at thethemeparkpodcast.com.
Okay, so you can
There's
go
a
there.
link
Is voting live now?
Voting is live now, so it'll be 4 weeks of voting, so
Okay.
each week will be a different round.
Okay, so by next week's show, will we be into round 2, or are we going to be almost into round 2?
We will be next, because we'll be beginning it today, this on March 1st. So on Friday we do our next podcast. It'll be towards the end of round 1.
Okay, so we can kind of give an update on where we're at, and then, all right, then we're moving into round 2.
Do you have any favorites in this?
I think Wet and Wild is probably going to be the favorite.
I'm thinking Terror on Church Street.
James?
River Country.
You're picking with your heart, friend.
Yeah.
You're picking with your heart.
Because I feel like, as much as I am sad that Wet n Wild is gone, I feel like I got my fill. Like,
Yeah.
I rode everything in that park 1,000 times.
Yeah, Wet and Wild was, it has been replaced by different things now.
But River Country, I only got it once, and it was unique as far as water parks go. And now, being somebody who's gotten to experience the campgrounds, up close and personal, man, what it would be like to stay at the campgrounds and be able to go to River Country.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I counted it up. I've been to 10 of them. Well, went to 10 of them.
Oh, 10 of them that were that are on your list there, huh?
Well, some closed before I was born. Like Circus World and Boardwalk and Baseball closed before I was born, I think.
Fine. Definitely Circus World. Probably Boardwalk and Baseball, too, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It's not bad then. All right. Well, go vote on that. TheThemeParkPodcast.com will have an update on the brackets next week, how far the voting is going, and we'll be able to announce the prizing next week, or it will be one more week prior.
I think we can announce the
spill
prize.
the beans.
We should be able to announce next
It's a
week.
pair of tickets to
A
the
theme
theme park.
All right. All right. Are we set here then, fellas?
We are set, yeah.
All right. Well, this is the end of the bonus show. Jimmy's checking. You got something?
Comments on our stream here.
Did we forget anything? Is somebody saying we left something off?
No, let's see. Just Stampede. John Self says Stampede food was much better than medieval times.
Wow.
I don't know if I agree. I've had between them and Pirates. The only one the only dinner show I didn't see, I think, was American Gladiators.
Oh, that one.
I've been to all the other ones.
Oh, I remember that one, yeah.
I didn't see that one. I never saw that one.
I'm pretty sure that became Arabian Nights.
Oh.
We did our prom at Pirates once.
Wow.
They always did themed proms, and one of them was at Pirates Dinner Adventure.
Okay.
That's kind of fun.
It was, yeah. But then it was like, all right, let's leave now.
Yeah, I mean, mine was just at the Marriott downtown, which I threw up in the ashtray in the lobby.
I didn't go to mine.
I'm not surprised. You were too goth for it. Austin Jacobs says Bright Sun Films on YouTube does a good job with River Country. Basically, it was too small of an amount of people that started to come there, or going there, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to check that out. Bright Sun's Film on YouTube.
Yes. And then we have a thank you for their magnet.
All right.
From Jerry.
And thank you, Jimmy, for sending the magnets and being the one that can do
Oh,
that.
yeah, I need to get more magnets from you
I've
guys.
got more magnets.
I got a couple for you, too.
Good.
Yeah, like everybody's wanting magnets.
All right. All right. All right. Well, until next week, you can always keep up with the show on the website, thethemeparkpodcast.com. Also on social media, The Theme Park Podcast, Facebook and Instagram, Theme Park Show on Twitter, and Theme Park Podcast on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Ugh, gross.
And give us a follow on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. The YouTube. Give us a follow there. How do you find that?
theme park YouTube, thethemeparkyoutube.com.
Thethemeparkyoutube.com.
I don't know if that makes things too muddy in the waters, but
We'll figure it out. Once we get to enough, it'll be easier.
yes. Once we get to a point where we can have a custom URL, it'll just be youtube.com/thethemeparkpodcast.
All right, fair enough. So give us a follow so we can get to that customer URL and not confuse ourselves.
Yes, we're
All right.
just muddying the waters.
All right, for Jimmy D and Scott Harris, I'm Dickerman. Until next time, we'll see you out at the parks.